Hi guys, and welcome back to another one of my vlogs. Our first stop of the day was the catacombs, and unfortunately we weren't allowed to take any pictures or videos inside, but this is the cathedral that they built on top of the catacombs as a memorial for all the Christians, and inside we got to see the remains of Saint Sebastian. After visiting the catacombs, we then walked to the Colosseum, which is of course one of the most iconic places in Rome. And just walking into the Colosseum was something so surreal. The place was magnificent, it was ginormous, and just seeing the amount of history that was preserved there was incredible. And so we hiked all the way up to the top. It had 3 levels, and we could see the entire city from the top view. It was just beautiful. And then after we went to the top, we walked back down to the bottom where the stage was, where people would battle, gladiators would fight and stuff, and just seeing that firsthand was so cool. And those are the maze works underneath the Colosseum where they would keep the animals. The Colosseum was our last big stop of the day, so after we visited the Colosseum, we just explored the rest of downtown Rome. We saw a lot of ruins that were really pretty, and then after we went to the ruins, we actually got to see the prison where Paul was held in, and here's a little video clip of that. And they actually built a cathedral over the prison as well. Finally, we ended our day by going to the Altare delle Patria, which is a building in Rome that celebrates the unification. And while we were there, we got to see the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. So our first stop of the day for Vatican City was of course the Vatican Museum, and inside the Vatican Museum it was like an entire city on its own. They had so many different exhibits that you can go to, outdoor, indoor, and so much history. Probably my favorite part of the Vatican Museum though was the Greco-Roman history section, because I love Greek mythology, of course, Percy Jackson, but they also had Egyptian mythology as well. They had sarcophagi, they had personal gods, they even had mummies, which was insane, seeing a real-life mummy in person. And like all the paintings on the coffins were so intricate and so detailed. It was just amazing. And all the idols and all the different gods of the Egyptians, of course, were there. Going through the Vatican Museum was honestly like a maze. We could have spent days in there, but somewhere in the middle was this courtyard where they had the statue of Perseus with Medusa, which of course is not actually Percy Jackson, but I'll believe it. And one of the most amazing things about the Vatican was the amount of paintings they had. I just kept looking up at the ceiling because every ceiling had some sort of tile work, some sort of painting. It was just incredible, and I could have spent days, months, years just exploring the maze that is Vatican City. Our next stop of the day was St. Peter's Basilica in the center of Vatican City in St. Peter's Square. And St. Peter's Basilica is the largest basilica, largest church in the entire world, and it definitely lives up to that name. It was ginormous, like everything in Rome, very big. And just looking up at the ceilings and all the intricate paintings, I was constantly reminded of something that I learned in one of my classes about the sublime, and how cathedrals back then were built to make us look up and feel small. After St. Peter's Basilica, we hit some important sites in Rome, like the Artists Square, the Pantheon, which we unfortunately couldn't go inside, and of course the iconic Trevi Fountain, which we took lots and lots of pictures of. It was really crowded, but also very beautiful. finished our last day in Rome by eating a yummy dinner with some friends. I finally got some Italian spaghetti, had a little cappuccino with my dessert, and then we went shopping before getting back on the train and heading to our hotel.